All right, everyone. This is Teresa with the Sacramento Bee. We are live at the Black Lives Matter protest in Natomas near City Manager Howard Chan's house. The protest here is so far very somber, quiet. They've set up body bags and tombstones for people who have been killed by Sacramento police and Sacramento sheriff's deputies in recent years. They're calling for Howard Chan, the city manager, to fire more officers. And if he's not going to do that, they're calling for the city council to fire him. And Howard has told me that he has fired some officers, but he has not shared yet which ones. It is unlikely that they're the officers that killed Stephon Clark or Dale Richards, but we don't yet know. We don't yet know which officers he has fired in his time here. He's been city manager since 2016. I don't know for sure that this is his home, but it might be. The organizers think it is. And he told me he doesn't plan to participate in this, that he fully supports protests and the right to assemble, but that he doesn't want to be a distraction today. So he will not be joining, but many people have signs displaying names of people who have been killed by Sacramento police, saying that Howard Chan should be fired as city manager. And the group recently moved from the curb into the street here in North Natomas. And I think pretty shortly they're going to start doing what they call a die-in, which is where they lie down for a number of minutes in complete silence to demonstrate and call attention to the number of unarmed Black men that have been killed in the city and county in recent years by police and sheriff's deputies. They did a similar die-in to this over near the mayor's house in Greenhaven a few weeks back, but that had a lot more people, about 2,000, and it was a lot more loud. There were not these body bags set up. They actually weren't even really at the mayor's house. They're a couple blocks away, versus this is a much more intimate, seems to be right at city manager's house. They really want to make a statement here that they're not pleased with the job he has done. So for anyone just tuning in, this is Teresa at the Sacramento Bee, live in Natomas at the Black Lives Matter demonstration near city manager Howard Chan's home. They are calling for Chan to fire more officers who have fatally shot unarmed Black men, and they are calling on city council to fire Howard Chan at this point. They do not believe he's done enough on this issue. Howard Chan has told me he has fired some officers since he took office in 2016, and that he'll be able to share details soon on that due to a new state law called SB 1421. But we don't know at this time details. There seem to be some more people kind of trickling in. See if anyone is interested in talking. Hi, sir. How are you doing? I'm with the Sacramento Bee recording. Are you interested in sharing what brings you out here today to call attention to this issue at all for the Sacramento Bee?
Yes, I do. I came out here today because we need to hold Mr. Howard Chan responsible for what's been going on with these crooked cops.
You talk a little louder.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We need to hold Howard Chan responsible for doing his job. If he's not going to arrest these cops, then he needs to go.
Okay. And what are you hoping? What kind of message are you hoping to send today with being out here?
So I'm hoping that we will, come united, and that the voices of Sacramento is heard in a real way, and that they take that message and they do something with it.
Okay.
And if they don't, we're going to continue to have actions like this until we get what's right.
Do you think the council should fire Chan as well?
Yes, yes, they should.
Okay. You think Chan should fire the officers who have killed unarmed black
people? Yeah, Chan needs to fire the officer. If he doesn't, he needs to go.
Okay.
Everybody got somebody they need to report to. And when that structure starts to break down and people are getting away with things, then we have to start enforcing it.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Are you comfortable sharing your name for the paper?
Yeah, Jeffrey Taylor.
Jeffrey Taylor, Taylor.
Yes.
You live in Sacramento?
Jeffery.
Jeffery.
Taylor.
Taylor. And you live in Sacramento?
I live here. Yes, I live.
Natomas?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Thanks for sharing that with me.
No problem.
Have a great day. So if you guys couldn't hear that, that was Jeffrey Taylor. He lives just a few blocks from here in Natomas, and he said he came out today because he thinks that the city, or that Howard Chan needs to fire more officers who have killed unarmed black men, and if he does not do that, then the council should fire Howard Chan. Again, that's the city manager. And so Jeffrey Taylor came out here today, lives in Natomas, a few blocks away from the city manager here, and he wanted to participate in this demonstration. So just for anyone just joining us, this is Teresa at the Sacramento Bee here at the Black Lives Matter protest at the home of city manager Howard Chan. They are demanding that Howard Chan fire more of the police officers who have killed unarmed black men, and they're also demanding the city council fire Howard Chan if he doesn't do that. So looks like now they're getting ready to start, so I'll go ahead and let you guys listen in. This is Tanya Faison, co-founder of Black Lives Matter Sacramento.
All we get is a bleak, blank face from him. He just does this the whole time. He acts like it's not, he has no emotion about it. He doesn't care. We're not seeing any accountability. And so now we had to step it up. When we were at the mayor's house, we were not directly in front of his house. Just so you guys know, we were around the corner, a couple blocks from his house. And that was a strategic thing. He lives on a court, so we would have been stuck in there if they wanted to hinder us. But this is his house. We are directly in front of his house today. I don't know if you guys know, but yesterday, a man named Jeremy Southern was killed by Sac PD. There's a lot of talking points around it that people are trying to emphasize. But one thing that I want to bring up today is that no matter what you do, we live in a country that has the due process. So you have, whenever you commit a crime, you have the right to go to court and have a jury of your peers. And then if you are found guilty, then you go to jail or prison. And I don't like that system at all, but it's in place because an officer is not supposed to play the judge, the jury, and the executioner.
Right.
And so yesterday, they killed him, and they didn't have to kill him. They shot him the first time, and he was subdued. And all he did was look up, and they made sure that they got him again. And that was unnecessary. And I don't know if you know, a year ago, Officer Tara O'Sullivan was killed by somebody. She's a Sacramento police officer. That person that killed her is still alive. They were able to have a shootout, de-escalate, get him in the jail, give him a court date, give him a punishment, and put him in prison. We don't get due process in this country. We get killed. We don't have the same rights as everybody else here. So I just wanted to lift that. I want to lift his name today and tell you why we're out here. I'm going to wait for more people to come out before we start doing anything, but we are going to have a couple of die-ins. It'll be specifically for the people that we've lost in Sacramento.
Hi there. I'm with the Sacramento Bee. Are you interested in sharing your thoughts on this event today at all? Okay, thank you. So I didn't put her on camera, but that was a resident across the street from this event, and she said she just hopes it stays peaceful. So if anyone is just joining us, this is Teresa over at Sacramento Bee, covering this Black Lives Matter demonstration today in Natomas at the home of City Manager Howard Chan. The group is sitting in the street peacefully. I'd say there's about 50 people here, but I'm also bad at estimating crowds, so take that with a grain of salt. But it is a very somber event. They've set up 15 body bags in the driveway of this house, and also 15 tombstones of people who've been killed by Sacramento police and sheriff's deputies in recent years. They're hoping to send a statement to urge City Manager Howard Chan, who lives here or near here, to fire more police officers in the city. And if he doesn't do that, they are urging the city council to fire Howard Chan. Howard Chan has been city manager since 2016. He is the only person who can fire officers in the city. And these activists believe that he's not doing a good job. So they're gathering here to send a statement and a message and urge him to do that. A few weeks back, the same group held a demonstration near the mayor's house, Mayor Daryl Steinberg in Greenhaven, but that event was a lot louder. It had about 2,000 people, and it was a few blocks from the mayor's actual house, versus this event today is a lot quieter and seems to be right in City Manager Howard Chan's front yard and driveway. Earlier, a delivery person came to give a package to this house, and nobody answered. I don't know if Howard Chan and his family are in there tonight or not. This might be the first time a protest has taken place at his house like this. He's not typically a real controversial official. He is appointed. He's not elected. And he's been city manager since 2016. And for tonight, he's the focus of this demonstration, because the activists tonight are calling attention specifically to the officers who still have their jobs after fatal shootings. Of course, the one that probably the most people know about is Stephon Clark, who Sacramento police officers killed in 2018 in Meadowview after they mistook Clark's cell phone for a gun. He was 22, he was a father, and police officers killed him in his grandmother's backyard in Meadowview. And that, got national headlines and led to a change in state law and several changes at the local level too, including a new foot pursuit policy. But those officers are still employed on active duty. At least they were in early June when I last asked. So those are two examples of officers that this group would like to see fired. So if you're just tuning in, this is Teresa at the Sacramento Bee here at the Black Lives Matter demonstration near the home of City Manager Howard Chan. They're calling on Chan to fire officers who have killed unarmed black men. And they've set out body bags and headstones with names displaying some of the people who've been killed by police and sheriff's deputies in Sacramento in recent years. Hi, how are you? Good. I'm with the Sacramento Bee. Are you interested in sharing what brings you out here today to this event to want to support this cause? I'm recording if you're okay with that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, just trying to get some interviews and of people that are here today. If you're comfortable sharing what made you want to come out here today for this cause.
Yes, I'm willing to share, but I don't want to be like that.
You don't? Okay, that's okay. I'll come back after and do it without the video. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Hey guys, I'm with the Sacramento Bee. Are you guys interested in sharing what brought you out here today at all to be a part of this event? Yeah, great. So what made you want to come out here today? What kind of message are you hoping that Howard Chan hears from you guys tonight?
Coming from a young age, a guy like me, I hope that, Howard would open his mouth and maybe speak about why he's not firing the people who killed the innocent people, unarmed. And the police officers are getting paid today, which I feel like it's totally unfair. It shouldn't be happening at all. And as the lady over there said, Howard's just giving a blank stare. He's not opening his mouth. It hurts to see, my own people not speaking about the big thing that's happening right now. So I chose to come out here today to hopefully see him open his mouth and do something about it.
Thanks for sharing that.
Thank you.
So you'd like to see him fire the officers who killed some of these people?
Factual, 100% facts.
Have you participated in the demonstrations before the Black Lives Matter demonstrations like this before tonight, or is this your first one?
Yeah. I went over there in downtown to Chavez, Sifo Clark's brother, over there.
Okay. What's your thoughts so far on how this one's going compared to the other ones?
I mean, this one's going good, We're all, as you're seeing, there's a lot more people showing up, and it's very beautiful to see, to support the Black Lives Matter movement.
What did you think when you first saw these body bags that they've laid out here? And if you could just talk a little bit louder, that'd be great. Did you have any reactions to seeing this powerful statement here today?
it's a big message. It's a message that definitely should be put out there because nothing is being done. No justice is being served. And then what are we supposed to do? Just sit here and watch them get paid for killing people? No, that's who they killed. That's what blood is on their hands. So,
Thank you for sharing that. Are you comfortable sharing your name with us for the Sacramento Bee?
yeah, my name is Andy
Andy, what's your last name?
Morado,
Morado, could you spell that for us?
Morato,
Morado, Morato. Okay. How old are you?
19.
19. Okay. And you live in Sacramento?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that today.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you have anything else you'd like to add at all, or you could just speak up because the masks make it hard? Yeah.
I think Andy, he really hit everything on the head. The biggest thing for me and a lot of people, I think we say accountability for sure. That was one of the things mentioned here. And it's like, how can a lack of accountability be present in a job where people depend on you? And I don't know, I just want to see these people lead by example. And it kind of reminds me of the George Floyd memorial, where Reverend Sharpton was talking about there's wickedness in high places. And I think this is so present. And it's not just him, but it's the whole institution of racism. And it just sucks. And when I'm looking at these body bags and stuff, and I'm thinking, I don't know, it's hard because we're getting so desensitized to this violence. But if we go on our phone and see black bodies being killed and being exploited like it's all the time, every time I open my phone on social media, and it's become regular. And this is 400 years of fight. So, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Have either of you experienced any police brutality or harassment at all growing up, or anything like that in Sacramento? Or no friends that have?
There's a porta potty here if anybody needs to use it. It's around the corner. It's right there, a little gray thing.
Would you mind sharing your name with us if we can use your comments in our story for the Bee?
Preston Doyle, Doyle.
Preston Doyle, Doyle. And do you live in Sacramento as well? And
Oregon, but live here.
okay. And how old are you?
20.
20. Okay. Thank you so much for talking to me.
No problem.
He's the only man in the city of Sacramento that's fired a officer back in 18. And he hasn't fired any of the officers that have killed any of us. We've been doing this since 2014, and since then, 15 black people have died in Sacramento at the hands of the sheriff or the Sacramento Bee. And the ones that have died at the hands of Sacramento Bee, we've been begging him and begging him nicely, angrily. We've been saying it with sternness. We've been saying it in conversation. We've been saying it on podiums. We've been telling him to please hold these officers accountable, and he just has a smug look on his face the whole time. He never has any emotion about it. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't do anything, and he builds these relationships with the cops that he's supposed to be holding accountable. He's constantly hanging out with them, talking to them, building with them, and so we're not going to see accountability if he continues to do it like this. So we really want him to just quit. We want him to quit. We want the charter to change so that he's not the only person that can fire an officer. But we really want the officers that have killed people in the city to be held accountable. Because none of these deaths are valid. None of them are valid. And the ones that they claim are, they don't ever have proof. We've got body cams, all of a sudden the body cams go off. We've got policies get violated. Nobody gets fired when they violate the policy. It's just consistent. And we lost someone yesterday who did not have to die. Another death. So we need him to do his job, and we need him to do his job and then quit. And then we need to just the whole city.
say
So if I don't mention a name,
Jefffery?
That's correct.
you'll
Yeah.
Thank you.
contact sheriff.
And your last name?
Taylor.
Taylor. Thank you.
That's fine. We're trying to talk to them today. Stephon Clark, say his name.
Stephon Clark!
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 Brandon Smith.
Brandon
Say his name.
Smith!
Say his name.
Brandon 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 Smith!
Dejon Fleno, say his name.
Dejon Fleno!
Say his name.
Dejon Fleno!
Say his name.
Dejon Fleno!
Say his name.
Dejon Fleno! Dejon Fleno! Dejon Fleno! Dejon Fleno!
Joseph Mann, say his name.
Joseph Mann!
Joseph Mann!
Joseph Mann!
Say his name.
Joseph Mann! Joseph Mann! Joseph Mann!
Daryl Richards, say his name.
Daryl Richards!
Daryl
Daryl Richards!
Say his name.
Daryl Richards! Daryl Richards! Daryl Richards! Daryl Richards! Daryl Richards! Daryl Richards!
Jeremy Southern, say his name.
Jeremy Southern! Jeremy Southern! Jeremy Southern! Jeremy Southern!
I'm recording, but if you're looking for an interview, there's two guys, white t-shirt, black hat, and then black t-shirt next to Maria, and green shirt to me.
Sitting like that,
Yeah, white t-shirt, black hat.
holding something
Yep.
brown.
Yep. They gave good interviews. I just don't know if they could hear it on my video. So if you're looking for people, you can yeah, just to be.
Yeah.
just joining. This is Teresa from the Sacramento Bee at the Black Lives Matter demonstration near Howard Chan, the city manager's home.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. It is our duty to win. We must love and support one another. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. It is our duty to win. We must love and support one another. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Fist up. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. It is our duty to win. We must love and support one another. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. 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 Can everybody in the back still hear me? Yeah. Yay. Does anybody need water? There's water right there. And there's some here.
Local community member, you can come to my house if you need the bathroom, water, anything.
I know, that's what I was looking at too. I'm on with those waters. I'm serious.
Hey, how are you? I'm Teresa with the Sacramento Bee. I'm interested in sharing what brought you out to this event today. Are you part of this? At all?
She's asking if I want to be interviewed. They just intervied me.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
Okay.
somebody did. I don't know.
Oh,
So
that's
if
okay.
anybody
No
needs
problem.
medical help or assistance with anything, do this, okay? Let us know and do this. And then we'll send someone out to you. Did everybody catch that? Thank you. Wakanda. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, justice now. We pay the salary, therefore this is in our house. Salary is what? $200,000 a year? And he's appointed, he's not even elected.
And now you're in the very beginning. Great, yeah. Yeah, the funny thing is that they were knocking to tell everybody.
$387,000 a year, and that includes his benefits. And that was in 2018. So the mayor the same year made less. Half. 177,000. That's what I'm talking about. That's that power. You can't stop the revolution. 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 Can't stop the revolution. They can't stop the revolution. Can't stop the revolution. They can't stop the revolution. You can't stop the revolution. You can't stop the revolution. You can't stop the revolution. Black lives matter. 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 Black lives matter.
We need a Black Lives Matter sign up here too. Who got one? Bring it right up here. Come on. Let's take this man down. about.
Whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house. No lives matter until Black lives matter. No lives matter until Black lives matter. No lives matter until Black lives matter. No lives matter. When I say this, you say brown lives matter too, okay? Yeah. No lives matter until brown lives matter. 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 Black lives matter this time. No lives matter until Black lives matter. Black lives matter! 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 Come on!
First one is the protest song called Don't You Cry.
Yeah!
The second one is called Make a Change 2020. And it's not about me. Why do we say Black Lives Matter? It's because all lives matter, but Black lives matter. Amen?
Right!
So, just in case anyone's wondering what's going on, there's a man who appears to live next to Howard Chan who is telling the protesters to get off Howard Chan's property, City Manager Howard Chan. And he went back to his driveway, and some of the protesters were yelling at him. And now it seems like he's just watching the event, and now a man is about to sing some songs.
Anybody that's not black, I want you to close your eyes. If you just got stopped by a police officer, listen to my song. I asked for the song, say I've been far too long. I wanna know why did you stop me and where?
Push your fist up!
You said my crimes, they don't like my time, and now they have to take my life, baby. Don't you cry, baby, don't you cry, baby. Don't you ever shed a tear. I'll be alright. They say I am a menace to society, and they bet me I won't see change. Already convicted me, so here I sit in hell. So then I just go back home, you know I've done no crime. You said my sin was the color of my skin, and now they have to take I'll be alright. Tell my children that I really love them. But this time I have to go. Tell them I'm really gonna miss them. And hurt me so. Darling, I need you to teach them all the things to know. If I had my way, I'd be right here today. But baby, I have to go. Don't you cry. Baby, don't you cry. I'll be alright. Don't you ever tell my family that I love them, and I know they love me too, baby. Don't you cry. Baby, don't you cry. Baby, baby, don't. I'm the type of person, I'm retired Air Force. I believe in solutions. So solutions change. Can anybody say amen? It's gone on for too long. People getting killed for nothing. Planting guns on people. Doing anything that you can. Now I'm gonna speak something somebody ain't gonna like. If that boy pointed a gun at the police is not wrong. So I'm not gonna speak on it. I know. I won't. Okay, I apologize. I don't mean no harm.
That's not, yeah.
I'm not trying to offend nobody. So here's the solution. The song is called Make a Change, and God bless the family. Here we go. Separatism, prejudice, terrorism, make a change. Take blood. Apartheid, world starvation, genocide, make a change. How it's gonna turn out. In this time of anxiety, won't be broken money, the world is so full down. In my little corner, I see contradictions in the world in which we live. Money for new war weapons, but we can't stop starvation, the great depletion. Sometimes I feel so confused. I'm so tired of being oppressed is prevalent. Answer just has to be. Make a change, open your eyes and see. We're gonna make things better. We're gonna have to make a change. Face the reality. The world was made for you and me. Make a change. Oh, in my little corner, I tried to do better. I break up my family. You take my rights from me. Exactly, change my mind. In my little corner, sometimes I hope for a better world for us to live. Let's stop racism now. While we have the way and how and who is better live. Sometimes I feel so confused. I'm so tired. Oppress is prevalent. Nothing is relevant. The answer just has to be. Make a change. Open your eyes and see. We're gonna make things better. We're gonna have to make a change. Face the reality. The world was made for you and me. Serious. Major change. Wake up. Can I just say one thing, y'all? It's only one race, the human race, and the rainbow is necessary.
So that's not our message today. But I appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm just here to help. I'll be quiet.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You got it.
We need to be mindful of the space. We got loved ones that we're gonna kill that are out here. Okay, none of this. All right.
So, and what are we here for?
Hey guys. I'm with the Sacramento Bee. Congratulations sharing what brings you out here today for this event.
She could do that. Yeah. Hey.
Hey there, I'm with the Sacramento Bee. Are you interested in sharing what brings you here today?
So,
Please, would you mind walking a little over, just so I can hear you? Thank you so much. That just gets loud. Thank you so much.
so we're all here.
If we could just go a little bit over here. Okay, let me go in the shade over here.
Yep.
I like your mask. Okay. So, why did you want to come out here to this event today?
So we came out here today basically to hold Howard Chan accountable for the lack of his actions and basically inform people of his authority. So he has the authority to hire and fire individuals as a part of the Sheriff and Police Department of Sacramento, and he has neglected to do any of those things. He's neglected to hold any of them accountable. The policies that have been passed in regards to the killings of Black people in Sacramento, the policies that have been passed, like when Stephon Clark unfortunately was murdered and things like that, they have no consequences to them when police officers basically break those policies. And we're here to basically hold him accountable for that and basically publicize the fact that this man has the authority and the power, and he's an elected official who should be held accountable for that. And I think it's important for the community to come together today and kind of highlight that. It's more than just the officer stays of it. It's also the individuals who are in power of the officers and in control of them that allow them to behave and operate the way that they do.
Okay, thank you for sharing that so much. Are you comfortable sharing your name for the Sacramento Bee?
Yeah, I'm Fischel.
Can you say it one more time?
My name is Fischel.
Michelle, could you spell that for us?
Yes, Phachel.
Phachel. It's a pretty name. What's
Thank
your
you.
last name?
Ketchum Lark.
Did you spell that one too?
Yes, Ketchum. Ketchum Lark. Lark.
Awesome. Is that two separate words? Ketchum space Lark?
Yes.
The second.
Yes.
Okay, not the hyphen. Two separate.
No,
Got it. Okay, just wanted to check. Thank you so much for talking to me. How old are you?
I'm about 21.
You're 21 or about to be?
I'm 21.
21. Oh, okay. Thank you. Are you? Do you live in Sacramento?
I do. I live in South Sacramento.
Uh-huh. And is this your first Black Lives Matter protest you've been going to?
It's not. I'm actually the youth ambassador of our Sacramento Black Lives Matter chapter.
Oh, okay. Awesome. I'm glad I got to meet you. Have you experienced, any police harassment or police brutality, or do you have any friends or family members that have?
I definitely do. I definitely have experiences of my own that have been uncomfortable in interactions with officers of Sacramento PD that were extremely uncomfortable, and I have a few family members that can say the same.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Does that make you want to be out here even more?
Oh yeah, for sure. We deserve to be fought for. Black people deserve to be, like I said, fought for. This is necessary, extremely necessary. Our experiences deserve to be highlighted and known and acknowledged. And the people who are contributors of our experiences deserve to be held accountable for that.
Okay. And when you came here and saw the body bags there, did you have any kind of reaction to that? That's pretty powerful image.
I knew they were gonna be there, so I definitely like the concept. I definitely agree with. Think that it. I think that it's beautiful to display that because it shows the rawness. It's more than just a name. It's more than just something that she could write on a poster board, and it's more than just words. These are families that have been affected. These are lives. These are people's fathers, and that will never come back. And there's daughters and sons that are gonna have to be raised without their fathers now because of the lack of accountability.
It's time to go.
And the more that this continues, if we continue to allow people in power to neglect their authority, then we're gonna continue to have lost souls, and that's unfortunate. So I think the body bags are very appropriate.
Thank you for sharing that.
No problem.
Right. Thank you so much. And I won't put it in the paper, but if you could put your number in here, I'd love to keep in touch with you. Okay. I cover the city, so. Thank you so much. And can you put your name too, so I triple check that I have it?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Do you meet with your family or friends?
Yeah, I'm here with a couple of friends, a couple of buddies.
Cool.
Thank you
so much.
Here you go.
Where in South Sac do you live?
Middleview.
Okay.
died 3 months apart. Next was Dale Richards, killed by Zach PD SWAT team in the Land Park area, Curtis Park area. So justice for Dale Richards. 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 That he died by Sac County Sheriff in the jail. If you watch the video, they were beating up his body off his made of fucking Play-Doh. Like he was just down in the jail, like a train section. And in that process, they murdered his man. So we say justice to Marshall Miles. Justice for Marshall Miles! 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 Okay, before Jeremy Sutton, after Marshall Miles.
So after Marshall Miles, that was so 2019 Maureen's police.
Okay, I get the floor. This camera is saying that this man who owns this fucking house only fired 6 officers, said he's been in office. How many fucking signs do we have on this yard? We have more than 6.
Come on.
There's more than 6 people that have been killed and murdered by employees that need to make the change to give us the justice that we fucking need.
Let's go do the name.
And that's why we're here.
Jeremy Sutton was murdered by a Sac City SWAT team yesterday. I'm not aware at the time. When I got the news, it was very affected to my being. You know what I'm saying? I had a rough time last night. I'm honestly having a rough day. You know what I'm saying? So I say fair game. I say fair game. Jeremy Sutton! Fair game! Jeremy Sutton! 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 Apparently, Sac PD violated their own new policies that they put in place after Stephon Clark and Dale Richards. Apparently, there's a policy in place that when they go in, they use all measures possible, all non-lethal measures possible before they murder a being. How many fucking their arms, unarmed, and use all measures possible before they murder somebody. Yesterday, that policy was violated. So we need justice for Jeremy Sutton. Thank you.
Jeremy Sutton! Say his name!
Put it on.
This means power to the people. At the end of the day, when you put this symbol up, it means that the people who have been oppressed will be stood for and they will be chanted for. The people who have been oppressed will be stood for and they will be marched for. There is no reason why we should lose our lives. There is no reason. We don't get to come back to this earth. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
That was crazy. I'm shaking on that. Because at the end of the day, y'all, at the end of the day, this pursuit for justice and freedom and equality has been far too long. It has been far too long. Far too long. Have we not stood here and built this? Have we not stood here and tried to stimulate this economy? Have we not stood here and provided inventions that people use to this day? Have we not stood here and provided our lives on the line for this cause? If you're sitting here right now, I'm going to assume that it means that you understand that Black lives really fucking matter and brown lives really fucking matter, and the pursuit for justice is not simple, it is a path. And we have to get people to understand that path. This path that we walk is it's not a simple path. This path that we walk is going to require us to be frustrated, angry, irritated, done, just absolutely just overwhelmed with the possibility of the fact that there are people who walk this earth who will never understand why we put this up. This is power to the people.
All power to the people.
All power to the people. Say all power to the people.
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 There's no reason why we should lose our lives. That's all I gotta say. All power to the people.
All power to the people. We don't want you. Howard Chan. We don't want you. We don't need you. We don't want you. Howard Chan. We don't want you. We don't want you. We don't want you. We don't want you. Howard Chan. Howard Chan. Howard Chan. Howard Chan. We don't want you. We don't want you. We don't want you. We don't want you.
Now we go! Teresa with the Sacramento Bee. I'd like to use your comments on the story that you just made. Thank you so much. Did you know Jeremy? Did you know Jeremy Southern?
I didn't know Jeremy Southern personally, but Jeremy Southern, it don't matter, you know, it really don't. Because if I was to wait until the Jeremy Southern was my brother, then what? I'm gonna break down and not be able to move. I treat every single loss as if it was my own, because that's what it is.
Can't stop the revolution.
You gotta understand, you know, as a white person, in your gender, right? As a white person, you gotta understand. This isn't really disruption. If you think about the 400 years that you have to endure in the pursuit of justice.
They can't stop the revolution. They can't stop the revolution. They can't stop the revolution.
Thank you for that. Thank you for your comments.
They can't stop the revolution.
Are you comfortable putting in your last name or no?
You can't stop the revolution.
You
can't stop the revolution.
Thank you so much.
You can't stop the revolution. 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 You can't stop the revolution.
wanted to show that they still cared about the loved one that they lost. They were at a gravesite, walking back to their cars. A group of individuals ran up on them and shot at them. An 18-year-old girl, Dari Allen, was shot and killed in a cemetery in our street on Monday night. She wasn't the intended target, but she was still gunned down. She was entering her first year in Sac State. She wasn't even living in Sacramento for a full year. She was originally from a Richmond Bay Area, but she lost her life. A mother lost her child in our city, but nobody cares about that. Nobody's talking about that. A mother lost her child. It could have been your best friend. Imagine you're visiting your grandma and you're taking your son or your daughter or your nephew or your niece and they get gunned down right beside you. You would be furious, angry, but there's nobody in the street. All Black Lives Matter. All Black Lives Matter. Black women's 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 lives matter. Black men's lives matter. Black men's lives matter. Black men's lives matter. Black men's lives matter. Black trans lives matter. Black trans lives matter. Black trans lives matter. Black trans lives matter. We need to fix our cities. We need to fix our streets. The police need to be held accountable, and so do we. We need to clean up our streets. We are scared of the police, but we are scared to go outside because of gangs, and we are stuck in the middle. How's that so? We can't turn to the police, but we can't turn to our neighbors. We can't have that. We need to be coming together and moving away from there. How we are coming together right now, we need to come together for our city. We need to come together for our youth. We cannot lose any more youth. We do not need any more hashtags in our city. I cannot accept it enough. We are all here for a purpose. We are all part of this movement for a reason. But you all need to do your part. Not always coming out here, but checking on that neighbor, checking on that family down the street, checking on whoever.
Without calling the pigs, though.
Right?
Leave the pigs out the equation.
Yeah.
Show them that you care. Show them that you never know what a person or a family or individual is going through.
Yeah.
A unique story. This woman went up to this boy and had a whole conversation with him out on the bus stop, not knowing in the back pocket was a gun. He was on his way to kill somebody, but that whole conversation saved somebody's life. You never know what you can do by talking to somebody, loving and connecting with somebody. Yeah. I do need to say that. So when I say justice for, you say Zari. Justice for
Zari!
Justice for
Zari!
Justice for
Zari!
I love you guys.
Love you.
I would like to say something real quick in conjunction with my friend Jada. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of energy right now. I'm gonna bring some history into it. There is a reason why Black people are in the position that Black people are in. I really need you to feel me right now. It is not that we do not have the ability to acquire wealth.
It is the fact that we are in a society where people do not want us to acquire wealth. They don't want us to own houses. They don't want us to own businesses. Yeah. They don't want us to own shit. That's not just black people, that's brown people too. Yeah. We are in a society where people don't want us to acquire wealth. I always tell people, okay, white people, for the majority, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, the majority of y'all acquire wealth. Your family has been put in a position to where they can acquire wealth over generations. We've been free for one generation, two? Mm-hmm. Two? My grandma is 80 years old. My mom is 42. My mom just started acquiring wealth for us. There is a reason why we are put in the position that we are put in. The people do not want to see us acquire wealth and actually become a part of the economic people that actually cause some type of push in our society. Do you hear what I'm saying? Hey. There is a reason why we are pushed into ghettos. There's a reason why we are pushed into the hood. There's a reason why we are pushed into the project. People don't want us to acquire wealth. So when you think about gang violence, please do not just think about it as black on black crime. Let me tell you something. Black on black, brown on brown, brown on black, black on brown crime is a consequence of distance because they pushed us into these places. And they did that on purpose. So don't you dare think that gang violence. Don't you dare think that gang violence is a consequence of black and brown people wanting to be these things. They have pushed us into these places. So when we think about the murder that happened on the 20th of July to Zari Allen, you have to think about these things, yo. You have to think about these things as being consequence of distance, consequence of neighborhoods. If they pushed us to these places, they had to make sure, and I said this from my mouth, they had to make sure that if they weren't able to kill us point blank, they had to make sure that our own people were able to kill us point blank. That's what this shit is about. That's what gang violence is about. Nobody walks outside their door. Nobody walks outside their front door and says, you know what? I'm going to take out somebody that looks like me just because. That is a consequence of colonization and imperialization. We couldn't live in Land Park. They pushed us to Oak Park. And they came to Oak Park and said, I guess we kind of want it now. It looks kind of nice now. I think we're going to make our homes there now. That is a consequence of colonization. You need to realize that 2020 doesn't mean that there's any difference between 1846, 1932, 1905. There's no real difference. The system is working exactly how it's supposed to. We didn't walk outside and say we want to kill people that look like us on purpose. So if you leave here, if there's anything you leave here with today, if you didn't know anything about gang violence, then tell your friends that we didn't want that shit. Right? We didn't want that shit.
When you're white folks, when you're looking for a home, don't go into black communities. Don't go into historically black communities and make our safe spaces weaker. And I don't like to use the word diluted, but that's what's happening. It's
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Yes.
We need resources because we can't stop doing what we're doing to get what we need if we don't have what we need. We need what we need. So if y'all have any type of, everybody has a resource. Like everybody sitting on this street right now has a resource in it. You might be a good listener. You might know how to cut somebody's grass or their hair, or you might be a fucking teacher. Like you need anything that you know how to do, provide that service to the community.
You might have some food, because on some real shit, there's a lot of homeless people in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Like, and for real, like, little shit like that. Like, food. That's something that in our neighborhoods.
Right.
Period. Like, that's something.
Stop driving by displaced people.
Please.
Come on. Do
Word.
something.
But with that, in terms of just, we don't have food. Some people don't have food right now. Shit like that. Where it's like, how you expect the community to thrive when the child, the 8-year-old, it's not his fault that his mom don't have some shit going on right now. Not his fault. Don't have no food in his stomach. And then we got somebody on the block over there like, hey, we got some food. Yeah. You feel me? That option is unacceptable now. The option that we're building in terms of getting a house together, having somewhere we can go, making sure people have food in their stomachs. Because, like, if you ain't got no food, you'll do a lot of crazy shit. I don't know how many of you ever been hungry before, but I've been really hungry. I've been really, really hungry before. And that shit's scary. Because you start thinking shit you wouldn't even regularly think. Like, fuck, I'm hungry. Like, my friend who's homeless, I'm not going to say his name, but he was just telling me, he was like, bruh, I'm out here. I'm really out here. It's like, I just went and we stole some chicken from this place, bruh. And he was like bragging about this shit. Like, we stole some chicken and they're like jumping up and down. I'm like, bruh, that shit hurt my heart. He said, I ran out of food stamps. Resources are so necessary.
Yep.
I'm gonna bring it back to on that note. This guy here is going to control all of the resources.
Yeah.
His job is to make sure that unhoused people in the city have things that they need. And he has a report every week that he gives to city council, and he lies in it. He says that he's done things that he hasn't done.
He ain't done
And then
shit.
city council goes to us and they tell us that this is what we've done, and it hasn't been done. This man isn't cool. This is our city manager. He's the manager of our city. He's the manager of our city. All of our plight is on him. He makes how much was it?
200.
I met,
Hold on, we got
yeah,
the
I
business
know
now.
that, yeah, I've definitely seen you, and I know some of my colleagues know you, but I haven't gotten to know you yet, so, thanks, and I'll text you my number too, I cover the city, so,
Give me 1
I'd love
minute
to
here.
talk
I'm
to you
about to
more.
tell you this number.
Perfect, and the name of the young girl who you mentioned Monday?
$380,000 a year, including his benefits, and that was in 2018, not 19, not 20.
You know that shit
Redistribute
going up.
or he makes double what our mayor makes.
It's insane.
Yeah.
The police chief makes more than Howard. $390,000. The police chief.
Money's there.
What's the police chief name? Oh, I'm just making sure we know who the fuck he is.
You might make $15 an hour. My last job I had to make $28 an hour. I felt like, oh shit, I got good money. I was still living paycheck to paycheck. And my little tax dollars, they pay this man's salary.
Right. Man.
They pay this man's salary. He doesn't even live like lavish like he could. He saves hella money. His house, we're in Natomas. We're not in River Lake. We're not behind the gate. I mean, this is a nice house, but it's not $387,000 a year nice. He's saving money. He's acquiring wealth.
Off
He's
of our
stacking his
backs and our
bread.
body.
Off of our tax dollars. Off of our pennies.
There you go.
Our scraps. Man.
Yeah.
Man. 12 hours.
And doubles and
10
things.
hours. 12 hours. Fucking working our asses off. Dealing with other people that don't like us and they're mad at us calling us up on the phone. And not paying us shit.
Hey, I think I'm good on interviews, but do you mind just recording for a while? Yeah, for sure. I'll come back. Yeah, that's good.
Howard Check! Howard Check! Howard Check! Howard Check! Bring your ass on out.
You know he ain't home. That motherfucker.
That's my kid. He behind the gate on the other side of it.
Let's bring it back to some chants, y'all, so we can make him hear us and make the street hear us. Howard, let the street. Howard the coward! Jeremy Southern, say his name. Jeremy Southern. Say his name. Jeremy Southern. 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 Jeremy Southern.
Howard, come out! Howard the coward!
Howard the coward!
Come on, a 5-year-old wants to talk to you.
It's going to be at the location of where he was murdered by Sacramento Bee. It's at 2920 Ramona. Is it Ramona Avenue? It's going to start at 7 o'clock. We need the community to come out there and support this friend and family. His death is not justifiable. Like I said earlier, we have a whole place for due process. That means that you get the chance to go to court, have a jury of your peers, get sentenced if you're guilty, and then go to jail. I don't like that system at all. That's insane. We don't even get that. They kill us. The police officers, the judge, jury, and the executor. We talked about.
Yeah, I'm looking for Howard.
We talked about last year in 2019, Tara O'Sullivan, a Sac PD officer, was murdered. There was a whole ass shootout. It was a non-black person that did it. SWAT was out there. They had a whole ass shootout. They were able to fucking de-escalate, get that man out of the house, take him to jail, take him to court, take him to prison. He got his due process. And they're going to try to use different examples as to why, and excuses as to why they killed Jeremy. They shouldn't have killed him. They didn't have to. If y'all saw the video, they shot him twice. They didn't have to shoot him the second time. They didn't have to shoot him the first time. But he was already down on the ground. He lifted his head, they made sure it was over. That was intentional. Just like with George Floyd, when that man had his knee on his neck and he knew that he couldn't breathe, he was making sure that that last breath was going to come. It's intentional. They're killing us. They're murdering us. They're murdering us. This crowd is mostly white. So I'm going to talk to you like that. Please understand that when you see us watching ourselves get killed every single day, whether it's by the police, whether it's in the streets, that shit is taxing. That shit weighs on our soul. It hurts us. It traumatizes us. We don't get used to it. We don't get used to it. That's how serious this is. We gotta keep fighting. The momentum has been lost a little bit. When we went to the mayor's house, we had over 2,000 people out here. I'm glad that this crowd looks like this because the Facebook event doesn't say this many people is gonna be here. I'm glad the crowd looks like this, but we're losing momentum. And right now is the time that we cannot lose momentum. Right now is the time that we cannot be fucking petty.
Yeah.
Right now is the time that we cannot fucking disagree over shit. Right now is not the time for everybody to be arguing over who deserved what. If people died and deserved it, like for real, we can't be talking about that right now because they're killing us. That's the point. They're killing us.
Yes.
Our lives are precious. Black people are godly, y'all.
Yes.
We've been through so much shit and we're still here. Superpower in us, genocide would already happen because everything has happened to us. Everything, and it's still happening. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Go ahead, baby.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love and support one another.
We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains.
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 We have nothing to lose but our
We
chains.
have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Howard Chan.
We don't want you. Howard Chan. We don't want you. We don't need you. We don't want you.
Yeah, y'all get loud for the left round.
So tomorrow we're having an event at 7 o'clock. Please come out.
Justice for Jeremy Southern.
Justice for Jeremy Southern.
Devontae, you're late. That bus.
I need that leg.
What about when they have to hide all that? Have a good night.
I'll put this. I thought it was going longer. I can.
All right, so Again, this was the Black Lives Matter protest outside City Manager Howard Chan's house. The group gathered for around 2 hours and held a peaceful protest here. And now they are wrapping it up and heading home. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up as well. Again, I'm Teresa Clip with Sacramento Bee, and thanks so much for watching. How many people would you say are here? I'm so bad at that. Like at least 100?
I was going to say a little over 100.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, so what do you usually cover at the
City Hall.
Nice.
So yeah,
So does that mean you're in the Capitol Bureau?
No, so
I'm
City.
new, so
Yeah, no, it's okay. City Hall. So I'm in like the regular newsroom. So instead of being like the Capitol, City Hall is considered like not like state government, it's like local government.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I cover city manager and the mayor and all that. They did one of these at the mayor's house
Right.
a few weeks ago, but it was like
That
pretty
was like,
different.
well, yeah, how is it different? That you said
There
that
was,
one was
yeah,
it
there was
later
a lot
at
more.
night?
No, it wasn't later, but there were a lot more people, and they weren't like right at his house.
Yeah, I was curious to see if like the guy asking them to get off the property would escalate. Oh, did you see?
Yeah.
I sent this in Sac Tips, but they were. So it says. She said, don't share it anymore, and I was like, oh, sorry.